Hi everybody and welcome to lesson 5. Today we're going to be doing conversions between the metric and the imperial systems. And again, we're going to be using unit analysis unit analysis strategy to solve some of these problems. Okay, but first let's go ahead and just get through some basic conversions that you may have memorized or you might be familiar with. So again, imperial to imperial, these ones you should know most of these, especially that 1 foot is 12 inches, 1 yard is 3 feet, 1 mile, well, you're not going to remember this one probably, but 5,280 feet, and then this one might be more familiar, 1 mile is 1,760 yards. Then we have okay, so that's imperial to imperial. Now if we want to go between the two systems, you do need to have this table. You need to be familiar with this table. So 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 1 foot is 0.3048 meters. 1 yard is 0.914 meters. And you might be familiar with the fact that 1 mile is just over 1.5 kilometers at 1.6 kilometers. Now, to go back the other way from metric to imperial, you would just do the reciprocals of all of these. So 3.28 feet, and then go 1 divided by 0.914 for the yards, so 1.09. Now you might be familiar with these ones, especially because we know that generally there's about three a meter. First of all, a meter and a yard are very close, as you can see. A yard is almost a meter, and a meter is just a little bit more than a yard. And if you're sort of doing the Olympics and you're running the 100-meter dash, well, the 100-meter dash in the US, they would have the 110-yard dash, which is the equivalent of the meter. And also there's about 3 feet in a meter, or 3.28 to be exact, but generally speaking, 3 feet to a meter. Okay, and then 1 divided by 1.6 to get 0.625. And again, you don't have to be, as long as you remember ballpark these measurements when you're talking to somebody or needing to estimate distances. You can just say, a mile, a kilometer is just a little bit more than half a mile. Okay. All right, let's just get into some of these. So then convert the following. It says here 6. These are within the imperial system, so I'll just go through these fairly quickly here. So 6 feet and 7 inches, 3 inches. Well, 6 feet and 7. Well, 6 feet. I'm going to multiply that by divide that by 3 actually. So, or rather, excuse me, I'm going to multiply the 6 times 12 to get 72 inches, and then add the 7 to finally get 79 inches in 6 feet and 7 inches. If I do 5 yards and 2 feet, I want to get it to feet. Well, if there's 3 feet in a yard, so it's going to be 15 feet here, plus the 2 equals 17 feet. Let me go ahead and skip some of these here. These are pretty straightforward. 73 feet to yards and feet. Well, 73 feet. If I want to get that to yards, I'm going to divide it by 3. So 73 divided by 3. So let me get my calculator out. 73 divided by 3. So I see that it's 24 and then a little bit more. So if it's 24, I'm just going to write the whole number there. So there's 24 feet there, 24 yards. Okay, well, 24 yards. Okay, 24 times 3 gets me 72. So there's 1 foot that's extra. So So that's going to be 24 yards and 1 foot. Yards plus the 1 foot. Okay. All right. So similar strategy for these. Now let's do some of the harder ones down here. So again, converting between the two systems, we have 5 feet and 10 inches to 2 meters. Well, I first have to get these to either all feet or all inches. And if I go back to my table up here, I want to get into meters. So I want to see which one I have, which conversion I have. Is it meters to feet or meters to inches? So let me go back up here, and I have meters to feet, and actually just meters to feet. Okay, so there's my meters to feet. So I'm going to get everything into feet here, and that's going to help me first of all. Now be careful here because it's not 5.10 feet. Okay, it's 5 feet and 10 inches. Well, 5, so it's 5 feet and then 10 inches. Well, 1 foot is 12 inches, so 10 divided by 12. To get that to a decimal, 10 divided by 12 is going to give me 10 divided by 12. It's going to be 0.8333 and so on. So it's going to be 5.83. I'll just do it to 2 decimal places. So really be careful this is why because the imperial system is not based on the base of 10, you can't just use decimals there. It's not 5.10. It's kind of like the equivalent of converting minutes and hours to decimals. Okay. All right. So now that I have it in feet, I'm going to go ahead and use my unit analysis and to get it to meters, which is over here. So again, remember, I'm going to multiply this, and I want to put my meters on top and feet on the bottom. And now it doesn't matter which, you have both conversions. So I'm going to go 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. So 3.28 feet. And that means I'm going to divide by 3.28. So 5.83 divided by 3.28. I get 1.78. 3 decimal places. Let me do that correctly. So 3 decimal places would be 1.777. 1.777. So 1.777. Let's check if our answer makes sense. First of all, I have 5 feet and I'm going to meters, so I'm going to have less meters because they're a bigger measurement. So that does make sense because there's about 3 feet to a meter. So I have almost 2 meters there. Okay. And this is a good one to think in terms of height. A common common heights here are for example 5 feet and 10 meters. So that would be the equivalent to 1.77 meters. I am 6'2", so 6 foot and 2 inches, and that would convert to 188 centimeters, or 1.88 meters. All right. Okay. And again, let's go ahead and do this one. So now we're going backwards. So 2.0573 meters. We want to get that to feet and inches. Again, I'm going to use a similar strategy here. So 2.0573 meters times, and I'm going to get it into feet first. So I'm going to get feet on top here, meters on the bottom, and that's going to get me the answer in feet. So what's my conversion? I can use the same conversion, obviously. 1 down here, 3.28. So it's going to be 2.0573 times 3.28 gets me 6.748. So 6.748. Now be careful because, again, it's 6 feet, but I got to convert this decimal here to inches. Well, all I do is multiply 12 inches times 0.748 to get exactly how many inches that is. Well, not exactly because I have to round, but 12 inches is a foot, so times the 12 by 0.748, and I get about oops, I made a mistake there. So 12 times 0.748, not zero. It's about to the nearest inch, about 9 inches. So that's about 9 inches there. So it's 6 feet and 9 inches. So 6 feet and 9 inches here. Okay. All right, let's keep going. All right, let me skip some of these, and well, that's pretty much it actually. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think you can handle most of these conversions. Remember to use the dimensional or unit analysis. This is a good kind of example of how to do it up here, and you'll be good to go with these questions. But again, the key thing is to try and remember some of these, especially this one. 1 inch is 2.5. I'm not going to expect you to remember this one here. That was a little bit too hard to remember. But also remember the ones that are whole, at least bigger than 1. So those ones, the yard here and the mile. Okay, those are the ones you kind of want to keep in mind here. Obviously, you want to remember that's a very common one. That's a very common one. Not so common for that one, and then this one's a little bit more common. All right, so thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.